Hi, this is Sunday the 21st of May and I'm just about to embark on my morning tour. So hi, what's your name?
My name is Portia from Expedition Go and Travel Tours Company.
So what am I going to expect today?
Today we are going to Cape Coast to do the Cape Coast tour. And our first destination is going to be the Kakum National Park, which entails the canopy walk. But before we do the canopy walk, there is a bit of hiking which contains 8 to 7 steps before we get to the canopy walk. Right after that, we then move on to the Cottage, which also consists of live crocodiles, and we are going to have fun with them. Right after Cottage, we then move on to Elmina Castle, where we are going to have a brief history about Ghana and our leaders. After Elmina Castle, we then go to have our lunch. Right after the lunch, we go to Cape Coast Castle to also have a brief history about our country. After that, then we head towards back to the city, and it's going to be fun. I assure you, it's really going to be fun. So anyone interested in coming to Ghana for other tours or anything, shouldn't hesitate to come. You should come, and she is going to be our fairer. You are going to have fun whenever you come here. Thank you.
Thanks very much. I'm so looking forward to this tour and learning so much history about Ghana and my African roots.
We are going to get that, so don't worry.
So let's go.
All right.
So I'm walking down this bridge that was constructed in 1994. So this is about 11 meters high. And there's about 7 of these bridges, I understand.
Or maybe.
And there's a broken part here. Am I going to go through properly? So I'm walking along the last part of this suspension bridge, 40 feet high. Look at these views. Oh my God, not for the faint-hearted at all. I don't have a fear of heights, as you can see. There's 7 of these bridges, but this is the highest point. I made it.
Good.
We made it with her.
How did you feel?
You okay? Feels good as long as you look forward. You
enjoying this?
Yeah. If they see us going, they'll start.
We're just finishing the end of our Cape Coast Cancun forest tour and 7 suspended footbridges. It was a wonderful experience in Ghana. This is Hans Cottage. This is a bird of some sort. I don't want to go any closer just in case I drop in the water. Slightly better angle here. Got a bit more.
Ah. Yeah.
I'm now going to pet this. Is it crocodile?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go down gently, quietly.
And to me, they remind me of body armor, like a warrior, like
Yeah.
Just look into the picture, look into the camera.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. All right.
Enough for me.
All right.
Castle is 541 years old. This happens to be the first and the largest European building in sub-Saharan Africa. 1979, it was designated as a World Heritage Site by the UNESCO. So this story about the slave trade or the castle is not told to divide human beings, but rather bring us together to make the world a better place for all of us.
It's Sunday the 21st of May in the afternoon and we're stopping here for late lunch.
Also built 3 slave castles in West Africa. All the 3 slave castles are embedded in Ghana. Now, these slave castles are Elmina slave castle, Osu slave castle, and Kakum slave castle. But the Portuguese built Elmina castle in 1482. Osu castle was established by the Dutch in 1661. And this is Kakum slave castle. Kakum slave castle was established by the British in 1664. So that makes Kakum castle the youngest slave castle. But this slave castle is 358 years old. Now, this slave castle has 2 dungeons, a male dungeon and a female dungeon. In a male dungeon with 1,000 men, in a female dungeon with 500 men. So every 3 months, the British slaveholders will ship off 1,500 women. But the fact of the matter is that over 15% of this number already died before the transportation began. Now, the first Europeans to come to this very site were the Portuguese. When the Portuguese came, they built a wooden structure like this. We call it Cabo Castle. They built it in 1554 or 1555, but the Portuguese abandoned it, they left. And in 1653, the Swedish built a fort here. The name of the fort is Kakum. But the Swedish were defeated by the Danes, and the Danes were also conquered by the Dutch. It was finally in 1664 that the British took over the fort. So it was the British who took their time to develop the fort into a slave castle. So this is a British slave castle established in 1664. Now, these cells, the dungeons, this is not a dungeon, this is a cell, but it's called the male condemned cell. We have not been to a male dungeon. Now, there were many African men in the male slave dungeon who resisted, who fought back. All the African men in the male slave dungeon who resisted were chained, shackled, and left to die in the cell. No windows, no food, no air, no light, no water, till they died. This was the church the British built on top of the male slave dungeon. We are at Cape Coast Slave Castle dungeon right now. And the name of the church is Society for the Propagation of the Gospel. Society for the Propagation of the Gospel is an Anglican church, a church of England. And next to the church, to the English church, the Anglican Church is a whole that is connected to the male slave dungeon, and the male slave dungeon held as many as 1,000 African men. So this doesn't make sense. Why did the British build a church on top of the male dungeon? My opinion is that the church was built on top of the male slave dungeon for the British slaveholders to have a spiritual authority over the enslaved African men in the male slave dungeon. This was part of the spiritual warfare in order to bring the energy of the 1,000 men in a male slave dungeon down. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The door of no return for the slaves. This now concludes the end of my Ghanaian travels, and I'm leaving you on a somber note. Over the last few days, I have learnt so much about my Black African ancestors and the history of Ghana and Africa throughout. One can only imagine the traumatic encounters they had to endure at these slave houses throughout Africa and the rest of the world for over 400 years. It was truly painful and heartbreaking to hear. As for my impression on the Republic of Ghana, it has been independent since 1957, but the country needs heavy investment to get it up to speed with other nations across the world. I hope you have enjoyed my Ghanaian experience. So if you liked the video, please remember to give me a thumbs up, share and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching.